Good morning, my darlings. I hope everybody's doing very well. I don't have a lot of time this morning. It's an earlier start than normal, so I'm not going to keep this one too long. But I was just here to share a word or two with my sisters, so that we can elevate ourselves as a people, as women, make ourselves more beneficial to our own selves first before other people come into the picture, and have a fantastic and more meaningful life. So if you're here, good morning. I can't see any messages or any comments. I don't know why. That doesn't mean you can't leave them. I would respond to them later on in the day. So keep them coming. I think I see Ajara. I hope I said your name right. Good morning, darling. Oh, hello, my very own sister Doreen. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Good morning, everybody. Today's message is just very simple. I see an awful lot of people, sisters, go to church, praying hard. You are doing 40 days fasting and asking God to intervene. God should give you your own husband. God should take you to your destiny. God should give you your own husband. There's nothing wrong with that. But the message is this, is that an awful lot of times when we're begging and pleading and crying and screaming, asking God to give us our partners, we haven't even found ourselves. We don't know who we are. We don't know our purpose in this life. We haven't discovered why we're here. Why did God bring you here? What is your calling? What is your whole purpose? What is the whole reason why God brought you here? You haven't found that. Hello, Dillis, darling. How are you? And yet you're there kicking and screaming. Hello, Modesta. How are you doing? All my people are in the house. I'm so excited. You haven't discovered yourself. You don't know what your destiny is. You don't know what your purpose in life is. You haven't asked God to show you who you are, like me. Who am I? What is my purpose? Why has God brought me here? What destiny has He given me to fulfill? You haven't asked God none of those questions. But you're asking God to help you find your husband when you haven't found yourself. There's a few home truths that I need to tell my sisters this weekend, and this is just part one of that. I want you to understand that on the surface of this planet, and in this particular time and era that we are in, if you're not going to be of some kind of benefit to somebody, people get fed up with you very quickly. Nobody is going to use money to buy liability and put it in their house. There's already enough problems going around. People are going through all kinds of things. Nobody is going to waste time to buy more liabilities rather than assets and put them in their house simply because society says you should do so. So please, my sister, before you go bending, rolling on the floor, pleading with God, crying and doing 40 days dry fasting to find a husband, have you found your own self? Hello, Auntie Vicky. How are you? Have you found your own self? Who are you? Why did God bring you here? I've always said this, that if God thought that we needed a man to survive, your very survival was dependent on a man, He would have made us conjoined twins. So when you take one step, the man's leg will also follow suit, and you'll be going together because you're completely dependent on this other man to even breathe. But the fact that we are individuals and independent in our own rights, we have two hands, a brain, a body, just like men do. It means that as individuals, God has given there's a plan and a purpose for our lives as people. Me, I have a purpose. Auntie Vicky has a purpose. Sister Felicia has a purpose. Sophia, my namesake, has a purpose. We all have purposes and reasons why God brought us here. Hello, Tanya, darling. God bless you. You know how to love me. Mwah. I love you back. Right? So we all have a plan. There's a destiny that is for you to fulfill. I'm not knocking marriage. I'm not saying marriage is bad. But you have to find your own self first as a person. And then go out there and be valuable to somebody else as a wife. I'm going to go into scripture a little bit here. When God made the heavens and the earth, and he made man, Adam, to rule over everything, God saw that it's not good for Adam to be alone. Adam needs a helper. So Adam was put into a deep sleep, and they took a rib from Adam and made Eve. Eve was made to be a helper, a helpmate for Adam. Not to sit around and expect Adam to do everything. To be a helpmate, a helper to Adam. So if you're going to a man's house, you don't have a job, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know your left from your right, you don't even know where your next meal is going to come from. And your whole premise is that, let me get married so that I'll become some man's responsibility and he can look after me and he can do everything for me. I don't have to then worry about anything else. Yeah, your beauty, your big bobby, your big behind, your nyash, it will get you to the man's house. But very soon, the man will realize that beauty with no brains, beauty with no nothing, beauty with liability, you know what? Take you back to your mama and papa house, because you're not of any value to anybody on the surface of this planet. Please don't let any person, any man born of a woman, deceive you into thinking that having a life of your own and working, having a job, being self-sufficient is a bad thing. It is a good thing. No matter how rich your husband is, life can change at any time. Things can change at any time. I have seen so many women who had fantastic lives. They were married, the husband had all kinds of companies, life was good. Then just before they were becoming, something catastrophic happened. The husband died, lost their life, isn't here anymore, fell sick, can't work anymore. Now, women are saddled with 3 children, 4 children. How are you going to be an effective mother? Because now your spouse is gone. How are you going to take charge and run your home when you've been sitting at home doing nothing? Everything down to your knickers has to be bought by a man. How are you going to survive, my darling? What are you going to do? I've heard so many where, as for me, my husband says I shouldn't work, and you're happy and you're comfortable with that kind of living. Fair well and good. But if anything happens tomorrow, in this earth that we live in, where things are so unpredictable, what are you going to do? How are you going to survive? What are your children going to eat? People get so fed up with you so quickly when you've got nothing to offer. If you always come, give me. Oh, I need money to go and buy, I need to do my hair. I need to go buy sanitary towel. I need money for this. People get tired of you. Give me all the time. Some men, as soon as they see their wife's face, they know they're coming to ask for something. So even before you open your mouth, what do you want? Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad that you go to your husband, somebody you're married to, who's supposed to be excited to see you, and they are not pleased because they know that you're just coming to ask for something. But when you have something doing, when there's a purpose to you, when you're also able to bring and help in the house stead, even when your husband is making decisions that are going to affect the whole family, guess what? He has the dignity and respect to consult you first. Oh, wifey, you never guess what? I was thinking about doing this kind of thing. What do you think about it? And he involves you in his life to the point that you know everything about everything that is going on in your house there. But if you're just going to be there and you're just asking for things all the time and you're completely reliant on this man, people get tired. People get fed up. I have seen some of my brothers and the sorts of things that they're able to say to their wives simply because the woman doesn't do anything. She just sits at home. He thinks that he is the one who is the breadwinner. He's working hard. He's breaking his back. You just sit at home and are comfortable with the children. He talks back at you anyhow. But if you also have something doing, even if it's a home-run business, but it's also bringing in some income, so that at the end of the month, there's something. You don't have to ask him for everything. There's dignity and respect that is associated with that. Imagine that your husband is out there working hard in some business meeting with some people, or is in some job doing something, and there's no salt in the house. You don't even have 10 Ghana cedi to go and buy common salt to make the food. Now your husband is in a board meeting and you're now texting him by WhatsApp, I need you to send me Momo to go and buy salt. How do you think your husband will feel about you? Right? But if you were also able to do simple, basic, common things, at least to support him in some kind of way, the man is like, oh, you know, my wife is able to help me out to be able to do things. A lot of my sisters have turned marriage into a platform for breaking the yoke of poverty in your own house. So things have not been great in your own family. Your dad, your mom, things have been hard. Life is difficult, this, that, and the other. A lot of us have turned marriage into a platform to break the yoke of poverty in your own home. And when you do that, you forget that your husband also comes from a family. He also has sisters, brothers, parents, other people. Just like you want to break the yoke of poverty and have other dependents who are also reliant on you. Maybe people who have made investments in their son to turn him into the person that he is today. Now you are also going to become another dependent, another liability, and you're a fully fledged person with 10 fingers, 2 hands, 2 arms, a brain to think. My sister, you are not doing well. I have nephews. I have brothers. I have cousins. And if anybody did this kind of, if any sister of mine treated any cousin or nephew or father or uncle of mine in this way, I will not be happy with you. Because just as people think, we women think that we deserve the best of everything. My nephews are my sons. They also deserve the best of everything too. So in 2023, level don't change. Those days when our parents, our moms will be home and run the home and do everything, those days are long gone, honey. You need to get with the program. And as a woman, when you have your own something, a means of your own, it commands respect and regard for yourself. And so you also have a voice in your relationship. A lot of us women can't say anything in our marriages because our husbands don't think we are worth wasting any time with. So even when something is going wrong and you can see it and you want to advise your husband, he's not listening because it's like, shut up. What good can possibly come out of your mouth? Please be quiet. All because you don't bring anything that is of value to him to the table. You're always tick all the time. Tick, subtraction all the time. Gimme, all the time. People get tired. People get fed up with that attitude when you're like that. And so maybe today things are going on well with you. You're married. You have a man in your life. He's doing everything. He's buying you Brazilian hair. He's doing this. He's clothing you. He's telling you how pretty you are. Come and tell me how that marriage is 3 years from now. Let's see if he's still telling you those same nice, fanciful things 3 years from now. People get tired. And yes, I know you're pretty. You're probably more beautiful than I am. I know. Not the best looking person in the planet. I've never said I am. But honey, beauty with brains goes a longer way than beauty with empty barrel. You don't bring nothing to the table. You're not talking about anything profitable. You're not thinking about some business idea, or even if you've met a man who is already doing something. Hello, Ablazita, how are you? How can I bring some, what can I add to this thing to make it even more spicy? How can I support my husband so that, you know, this business of his can flourish all the more? That is what the Bible talks about when it talks about a virtuous woman. People only ascribe, you know, being virtuous to being respectful, humble, and all of that. Those are all fantastic attributes to have. But trust me, having money in this economy goes a very long way. The man can't do everything under the sun. He can't. He can't. He needs your support. He also needs you to support him. That is why it takes two to tango. So if it's gimme, 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 gimme all the time, gimme, 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 gimme all the time, honey, people get tired. Even you. The same sisters who are taking monies from their husbands today, tomorrow when the tables turn, and your husband is home, he's been fired, he doesn't have a job, his business is not going too good, things are all over the place. And now suddenly you are in the helm of affairs. You have to do everything. How long does it take you to get tired? Tell me. When you have to go bring chop money, go to the market, buy the food, come home, cook it and serve him. How long does it take you before you start complaining? I can't do this. What is it? You are the man of the house. Why do I have to do every... And you start disrespecting him because, yeah, you're feeling the pinch. That pinch that you're feeling, that's how your spouse also feels. When you've left the responsibility of everything to him. Marriage is no poverty alleviation scheme, my darling. You cannot use marriage as a platform to remove poverty from your own home. My darling, please, I'm begging you. What if you do all the above as a woman and the man still doesn't appreciate it? At times, you need his support to back yourself and he denies you. Honey, you're supposed to be his helpmate, not to take over the home and run it. His helpmate. Hango, hanka. That's how life works. That's just how situations are in the homestead. What we're talking about today is my sisters who are always thinking that it is the man's responsibility to do everything down to buying sanitary towel for you. When you do that, there's no respect in the home. A lot of my sisters are complaining, and I'm not saying that that is a good enough excuse for men to cheat. But a lot of the times, our sisters who are sitting at home doing nothing, the men go out there and they see women dressed up in suits and whatever, or running a business and trying to make a success of it. The hustling, you know, spirit that some other woman has is what is driving your husband out of the house. Because he comes home and you've put wrapper around you, you're chewing stick, your hair is a mess, and you're just there. He just feels you're a waste of space, for want of a better word. But when there is something to you, you also get up and you're also doing something for yourself. He goes, he comes, you're also going and coming. Honey, there is dignity and respect associated with that. Again, a lot of women are trapped in marriages that are not going anywhere. You know your marriage is not working, it's stinking. But you can't go anywhere. You don't have anywhere to go. So he's lashing you and you're still sitting there. He's slapping you left and right. You're still sitting there. He's doing everything. You're still sitting there because you don't have no option. But if you had a means of living, if you had your own way, and you're sitting in a relationship that has DV in it, nobody will tell you to leave. A lot of you can't leave DV situations because you ain't got no choice. So whether he's giving you woto left and right every morning, you have to sit in it because you ain't got no choice. Having money and a means of your own, having something that you can call your own, my darling, it gives you options. You don't put up with any nonsense just because you have to be married. You don't live with anybody who treats you like a slave because you have to be married. A lot of people are stuck. It's not because they're enjoying where they are, but they don't have any choice. Where are they going? Who's going to feed their children? So you're taking woto hot every morning. Every night you're getting it. You're tired, but you ain't got nowhere to go. And part of this woto, which is not an excuse, but it's happening because he's frustrated. Everybody is give me. The wife too, give me. I mean, it takes, everybody can only take it this much before you break. So my love, life is stressful these days. Life is hard. It's difficult. It's not easy. So before you go asking and begging and crying all night long and going for all night prayers and demanding that God gives you your own husband because you are growing, my question to you, have you found yourself? Who are you as an individual? Who is me? Who is Sika? Who am I? Fall in love with your own self. Ask God to show you why he brought you here. What is it that is my purpose? Why am I here? I don't believe that anybody was just brought here to just be here and maybe some years later then you just go. There was a reason, there was a plan, there was a purpose. What is that purpose? What was that purpose? Why are you here? What is it that is the destiny that is meant to be fulfilled? Only lazy women will stay in abusive marriages, especially verbally abusive marriages. It is worse than any other form of abuse. Thank you so much, my darling. But when you have no choice, where are you going? You stay because you can't afford the next meal when you walk out of the house. There you are, you've got 4 children with this man. If he stops paying school fees now, what are you going to do? And so you're stuck because you're not doing anything with yourself. Yeah, my children are young. What am I going to do? And this, that, and the other. In today's day and age, you can run businesses from your own home. And you'll be surprised that you're even making better money than your spouse is. There are 2 girls that I know, my friend's daughters, 2 of them. They were just at the end of university when COVID happened. Their mom was, crying, oh my God, where are my girls going to find jobs? Blah, blah, blah. Just as a joke, they started cooking gobe and all kinds of things from their mom's kitchen. Then they'll call their friends. How many people are in your office? Oh, there's 10 people. Wouldn't you want lunch? They said yes. Okay, it's 30 Ghana per head. You put this thing together. Before you know it, it's in takeaway bowls. And they dispatch it with a dispatch rider to the offices. Today, those girls are not even doing any job in relation to the professions that they studied in university. This is their business. Today, they're not even working from their mom's kitchen anymore. They've rented their own place with all the equipment. This just started in 2020-21. 2 21-year-old children. Today, they're running successful, thriving businesses. What are you doing? What are you doing? What service needs to be rendered in your area? What is lacking all around you? Open your mind and your eyes and think. Telenovela is not going to bring you anything. Sitting in front of your house and talking to everybody going past and gossiping and telling people how bad your relationship is and how your husband is treating you, nothing is changing. And the last point I want you to understand is that sometimes, this whole marriage that you're crying for and you're trying to cut every corner for, it's better for you to be single and alive than married and getting woto every day. Being single is not a death sentence. You can survive on your own. I have 2 hands. I'm alive. I can breathe on my own. So sometimes when you're so desperate for something, you will do just about anything and cut any corner possible to have that thing. You don't get the best. And trust me, when you found yourself, when you're living your life, when you can pay your own way, rent your own space, run your your own business, do your own profession, whatever it is that you want to do, and you're able to make it for yourself as an individual, the right kind of man who is looking for somebody like you that they can respect and call partner, helpmate, the Eve of that Adam, those people will find you and they will treat you right with dignity and respect, because they know that they haven't brought no poverty alleviation scheme to their house. They know that they have not brought liability to their home, but that you're going to be a valuable asset that is going to complement their life. You're not the only one who wants to have a husband who compliments you. The husbands are also looking for wives to complement them too. So my sisters, I know this one are hot this morning, but I was just passing by to remind us that we can't be out there and be selfish and always go and be begging God, I want you to, I need my husband, I need him right now. You are 30 years old, you can't even afford a common cup of tea for yourself, and you're asking for husband. What are you really going to do in this husband's house? Any man who wants that kind of a woman is not looking for a helpmate or a wife. They are looking for somebody to come and cook and clean. They are looking for a cleaner. They are looking for a maid. They are looking for a baby making machine. They are not looking for a helpmate. So please, don't exchange wife role for cleaner, for cook, for chef, and baby making machine. Go and be a supportive human being and a partner to your spouse in that marriage, so that you can be there, you can be happy, you can be an asset to him and him to you, and you can live a happy life ever after. That is all my message this morning. I'm sick and tired of people, my sisters, living in horrific marriages and relationships because they ain't got no choice. Because you're sitting there thinking that marriage is some kind of a poverty alleviation scheme or a platform to remove poverty from your own, eradicate poverty from your own home. It's not like that, honey. Times have changed. Men also deserve to have women that are coming to complement their lives because they bring value and meaning into their life. My name is Sika. I love you so much. Share this video. A lot of my sisters need to hear this message. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so. It's also Sika Educates. Same as Facebook. Same on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. The name is the same. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic day. And may the heavens bless you the end of this weekend. And Sunday, we are coming. Red flags that my kings should also watch out for before they say I do. It's coming Sunday. Don't miss it. And I'll post the time. I love you so much. Bye.